Hello world, hello Australia, this is Jamie here, the Crypto Koala. Now today I've got Yaroslav. He is the Chief Investor Officer of Finforge. Now this is the largest crypto fund in Russia. He's also the head of investor relations at Credits. Now Credits is an ICO that's come up in Russia. Now Yaroslav, mate, tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi Jamie, thanks for your invitation. So my name is Yaroslav. I work at Finforge as a Chief Investment Officer. We are the largest private family crypto fund in Russia. I'm also head of IR for Credits, which is a smart contract platform legally established in Singapore, but the team is based mostly in Russia. So I came to the crypto markets from traditional markets. So I used to be an investor, a portfolio manager, a trader. I used to deal with IPOs, SPOs, M&As, and bond issues in traditional markets. And after the hype came around cryptocurrencies, I switched to cryptocurrencies as a more volatile and more interesting market.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, mate, tell us about. So you say you're a part of Finforge. So tell us about Finforge. It sounds like to being the biggest in Russia as a crypto fund. Mate, tell us a bit about that.
So Finforge is a closed family fund. It doesn't attract investments. We work for the interests of prominent family in Russia, which is interested in cryptocurrencies. We deal with ICOs, so we invest into ICOs during the pre-sale and both crowd sale round, and we do trading. So it's all types of trading: day trading, buy and hold, medium-term trading. We do everything to earn as much money as possible in these markets.
Oh, sure, yeah, especially if you're a fund. And I just recently heard about Michael Arrington. He set up a massive fund for Ripple. And so, yeah, you can see these funds starting to come up, and they sort of set them up. Well, of course, they want to try and get the best investment as they can. So
they are a bit too late.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing ICO stages is where you make the most returns of investment, for sure. So setting up a hedge fund where you can try and target that is really good. So you're part of Finforge, and so you are a part of the Credits team as well. So tell us a bit about Credits, Yaroslav.
Credits is a smart contract platform capable of processing currently up to 1 million transactions per second at a speed as low as 0.01 seconds. So the point is, Credits is a smart contract platform like Ethereum, but it solves the problem of scalability in blockchain. It is not actually a blockchain, it's a DLT, but everyone knows the word blockchain, but not many know the word DLT if you're not like a specific cryptocurrency investor. So we position ourselves as a blockchain project.
Oh, okay. Something that really caught my attention was that the fact that 1 million transactions a second.
Yep.
Is that correct?
It is correct. So we are releasing our alpha version around January the 20th. Before ICO takes place. So we had our pre-ICO closed on December 26th. We raised $3 million, and now we're aiming to raise $20 million during our ICO, so 17 left. The point is that we have a working product which will be released in January. So by the time of ICO, before ICO takes place, any user can test it. Any user can look at the Block Explorer, use the wallet, just test the product. And so we're waiting for a hype around our project because compared to like our peers, which are either in project stage or have a demo version. of their product. Only Ethereum is actually full capable of working smart contract platform, but it has scalability issues.
Oh, for sure. Like with Ethereum as a platform, it's really with that saga of crypto kitties recently, and it just shows that it has got issues there with its transactions and just being able to cope with the load. So just being able to have something that's really rapid and fast is really good. I imagine that it's an issue that they're trying to fix, I guess, with Raiden. But so how come Ethereum haven't already done this? Like, what's stopping Ethereum from trying to bring out a more efficient blockchain? Or yeah.
The problem is the keyword here is blockchain. So the point is Ethereum is currently limited between 200 and 500 transactions per second due to several things. So first of all, it has mining. Mining slows down the process. It gives more security at the first stage, and it was used to attract more users and more investors, because the mining pool is actually a big lobby which has influence on the markets. So it has influence on market prices, it has influence on end users of the platform. So mining was simply just the first stage of cryptocurrencies. Now cryptocurrencies are, new cryptocurrencies are moving away from mining. So that's the first issue. Mining slows down the process. The second point is that blockchain as itself, due to the fact that it writes down all previous transactions and many other information, it grows too fast. So we use data compression, which allows us to speed up the process. Then the third point is while one block is formed, the next block is being already assembled and being ready for verification, while the previous block hasn't been yet verified. So while one block is awaiting verification, the next few blocks are being put together.
Okay, so it sounds like you've really looked at the development side. So is it at GitHub? Is your version? Have you gone for GitHub to develop your alpha model?
We're going to GitHub when alpha version will be released. So we'll upload up to, we think, up to 90% of our code will be open source, but the remaining 10% where we have our own secrets which allow such a big number of transactions, will be closed, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure, because
for the first time to help us protect ourselves from others copying the code.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Because that was my next question. Like, what's to stop people from, you know, trying to replicate and copy your idea? But if you've got, like, you know, 10% of that to yourself, so you know, to protect your some sort of copyright in place, which is a clever idea. So tell us, what is the long-term vision of?
So the long-term vision
of Finforge and credits. What you guys looking to achieve? Finforge, of course, try and make as much money as possible, invest in the right ICOs, but as a relationship with credits, what are you guys looking to achieve, and what's credits looking to try and achieve long term? What market is it trying to tap into?
First, let's speak on behalf of credits. So long-term credits is aiming to take over the smart contract market, as it is the first project which has a working product and solves the problem of scalability. So unlike other projects, first of all, it raises a humble amount of money compared to others like EOS, for example, which already has raised 700 million. And what part of the money will go for development of the product? like you don't need this much of money for the project to work. You can do it much cheaper. The second point is credits is a smart contract platform, and initially you can do anything with smart contracts because you can make a browser, you can make an operating system based on smart contracts. You can use smart contracts anywhere you need. And due to the fact that first, credit solves the problem of scalability, and the second point, the smart contracts will have a much more variable functionality than anything that exists now due to scheduling, due to cycles and other features. Credits is aiming to take over the smart contract market, and it can be applied in anywhere, in finance, in finances, bankings, Internet of Things, gaming, gambling sector, etc. So there are up to like 20 sectors where logistics and so on, up to 20 sectors where credits can be applied. So we're looking at many things. So the initial idea is to use credits as a smart contract platform. So we are awaiting that ICOs would be based on credits. We're waiting for end users like banks and other businesses to adopt credits to their needs. We are not aiming for, but waiting for people to use credits as a transfer of value due to the fast speed, low costs, and the ability to process as many transactions as possible.
So it looks like credits is quite diverse, and they're trying to target multiple different things. And you're looking at, well, they're aiming at adoption. They're looking at the companies to start adopting and using credits, and the banks in all the different sectors, which is really good because you target multiple different. Sorry, mate.
So we're working now hardly on signing as many NDAs as possible with different organizations. So we're looking at absolutely different sectors, working with governments, working with companies from different sectors. So there's much work to do.
Well, yeah, we're busy. So we've had a good chat about credits and what credits is about and the ins and outs of what credits is trying to achieve. So mate, tell us a bit about now the ICO details. I know you mentioned a bit about it earlier on. So you've had your pre-ICO and you've got you're currently in your alpha stage of your. So how come you've had a gap? How come you're not going straight into your ICO?
We raised 3 million for pre-ICO. Then currently we're testing and finalizing our alpha version. Then we want to release it, and we want for the market to take a look at the product and test it by themselves before making a decision in either participating or not in our ICO. So it's not a black swan like most projects are. So you contribute to the project when you have like only the white paper stage, only an idea and nothing that is actually working, nothing you can test it, because the market looks at this project as partly as a scam due to the fact that they think no one can achieve such numbers. So for the common investor, which doesn't have a technical education and cannot compare what exists now and just look into the future, look how you can do it the other way. So people who have a technical education, they understand that there is no, it's not an issue to achieve such numbers. But for the common investor, it looks like a scam and something like tomorrow we're flying to Mars. And the most common question is, show us your spaceship if you're flying to Mars. So that's what we want to do. We want to demonstrate our product to the community, and after they test it, after they understand that it is true, it works, we want to raise the rest during our ICO. So we will be more reputable. By that time, people will have the community's belief in our product. And then we can hold our main ICO, and thus we're waiting for a hype around it.
Sure, it sounds like a really good idea. Just the fact is that you don't see a lot of ICOs doing that, having that gap. That's why I had to answer. I had to put the question to you. But you know, it does make sense actually having something that to make that claim, to be able to process them speeds. It's like it's a big claim. But if you've got a product that can show that can do that, then that's going to do. Diffuse it as a scam. It's going to prove it to the investors. Oh, we actually have something that's viable. It's an actual working. We can achieve that volume, that transactions per second. So yeah, okay. So what is? I just think what the next when you so what are you looking to have is a form of investment? So I'm guessing you're going to be on the Ethereum platform to begin with?
Yes, we use our ERC20 tokens for fundraising, which will be then swapped to our own credits tokens.
So is Ethereum the main currency you're to invest in your upcoming ICO, which you're going to have? What forms, how can people invest in that?
People can invest, the most popular way of investing now is using Ethereum. So people simply buy Ethereum, transfer their ETHs to our wallet, and they receive credits ERC tokens at first, ERC20 tokens at first, which we will then swap to our own credits tokens.
Okay, right, yeah. So earlier on when we had the conversation before we started chatting on this video, you mentioned about a member of your team used to be in with the Ethereum project. So would you be able to just give us a bit of information about him? Because just having someone from the Ethereum project in the past would give them a huge boost. Would you be able to just...
Yeah, our team lead has a qualification with Ethereum, and he worked with Ethereum. So he knows how to do it, what are Ethereum's weak sides, and how to make a smart contract platform better than Ethereum. So partly this is why we were able to reach such numbers.
So that's good.
Processing the speed and time.
You was able to have that experience and knowledge come over and give you a hand in with credits. So I think that's Yaroslav. I think, mate, I think that's about it. I think we've had a good chat there and covered over what Finforge is about, what credits is about, what they're looking to achieve, and the ICO details. So, mate, is there anything else you'd like to say, or shall we call it a day and I'll see you next time?
Well, if you have any more questions, I'll be pleased to answer concerning either credits, Finforge, or the markets. Because currently the problem with the markets and raising funds for ICO is that the markets transform every time. So if we take the period till July 2017, absolutely any project which claimed that it has something to do with blockchain, even if it had only a white paper and one member of the team raised its full cap, and going from start, most of them grew in market price. So the problem now is that there are around 500 to 700 projects every month going out for ICO, and for the mass investor, First of all, it is hard to take a look at all of them and get an understanding of every project to pick out the best ones. So for a fund, it is easy to do because you have many team members. You have like a whole team of 10 to 20 people just doing that thing, searching for projects and understanding what will be the future of this project. For the mass investor, it is really hard to do so. The second point is that if till July, the market cap of the market in all, it was really small, and you didn't need that much money for investments. Now there is a lack of money willing to invest into ICOs, because most funds and most investors that joined the market since September or since July, they are focused mostly on the top 5, maximum top 10 cryptocurrencies. So if you ask anyone from the street what does he knows of cryptocurrencies, he'll tell you Bitcoin, and that's all. So there's a lot of investors that invest solely into Bitcoin. Our point is, as a project, is to tell as much people as possible about ourselves. So even those who are active members of the crypto community, even many of those people haven't heard of credits. Not saying like about any venture fund or a common investor who has little knowledge of cryptocurrencies. So it's a problem which we're trying to solve.
I think that's going to be the problem with a lot of ICOs out there, and it's just, I guess it's the marketing. It's trying to, it's competition now. You've got a lot of ICOs coming into this space, but I think the long term is really once these initial investors, because there's so many investors now coming onto the market. You know, there's lots and lots of money coming into the market cap, so you get a flood of all these new investors that are putting all that fiat money into the market. So these guys are looking for ICOs, and so all the old investors, all the ones that are savvy, I'm guessing looking for something that has got a product, looking for something that is faster than Ethereum, because they know in the future the scalability issues is going to be a big one. So banks, just for example, the banks and other industries, they want the fastest and the cheapest thing they can get their hands on. So if they have something like credits, have got something like that, I think that's really going to help them, because all these new investors are coming into the market. Yeah, I guess it's all about your market. I'm guessing, like, hopefully, yeah, we're in competition with a lot of ICOs out there, but I guess if you've got something that's good, a good product, which it does seem like once you've got the alpha version up and running, and it does make them transactions, it must probably something that investors will look at, of course. And being, like, I have checked out the credits website, I've checked out the Telegram group on Twitter. So it does seem they've got a lot of exposure. It does seem they've got a pretty good at marketing. They've got a good following. They've got a community there. I've noticed the community is there, and which is growing as well. So it does seem like they've already got that sort of interest in them. That's probably why, because you had the pre-ICO, and that could be another advantage of having that gap, because you've already built up a small community, and now slowly but surely you can build it up, and then you have another ICO. I haven't really seen that with a lot of ICOs out there, so it's a pretty good idea that you're doing that, because you sort of got that growth gap. You can build up your community a bit more, and they've got another chance to get involved in your ICO at a later date.
Yes, it's true. So we got more interest. First of all, the team was mostly focused on getting our alpha product out, and we did a pretty poor job on marketing and PR and community relations, working with investors. So we focused on that starting from December. And we had the significant growth of our community. We had the significant growth of interest towards our project. Community is growing rapidly. So it's a big bonus here. And the fact that we've raised our pre-ICO hard cap also brought interest towards our project, including crypto funds who found out that there is such a project. It raised its hard cap on pre-ICO, and we didn't participate. So we have many inquiries for our whitelist. We're forming a whitelist currently, so anyone willing to participate can access our website and apply for the whitelist.
Okay, yeah, that might be something I might be interested in, or the bounty campaign, but it's something I'll have to look into the future for sure. But yeah, Yaroslav, mate, thank you so much for your time. If there's not anything else you'd like to say, all the information, guys, if you want to check out down below the alpha version, the model, I had the links down below to Credit's website, or even try and find the Finforge website and Twitter page, and the Credit's web and Twitter page. So all the details, guys, will be in the descriptions below, so you can get to have a chance to invest in the ICO when it comes up. So Yaroslav, thank you so much for your time, mate.
Thank you, Jamie.
Talking to you. Enjoy. It's actually in Russia. They're having their public holidays at the moment. I believe it's like Greek Orthodoxy public holidays. Is it look at Christmas over there?
It is. Monday is a public holiday.
Monday's public holiday. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time, mate, and I'll see you later.
See ya.
See you later. Bye.